Om Yogis, welcome to this practice today with the bull. It will become clear as we go along. I don't want to overtalk. Let's just start by just bringing in an intention into your practice. I will give you prior warning of this so you can think a little bit more deeply about this. So whatever your intention is, bring it in now. An intention is this can-do attitude, really, of I can achieve whatever it is. I can overcome whatever it is. I can manifest whatever it is. I can sustain whatever it is, or I can learn whatever it is. This can-do attitude. We're conditioned in our lives into I can't. Way more, most of us anyway, way more than I can. So we're just balancing out that with setting an intention now for our practice. And now that the intention is firmly placed within your mind, and maybe if you're anything like me, you might write it on a piece of paper. So it's actually in material form. Let's come into Yoni Mudra. So for this mudra, we're going to bring the palms into prayer position. And then interlace your little finger and the two fingers next to them. So little finger, ring finger, middle finger are interlaced, but they're pointing down into your palms. Now join the pads of your thumbs and the pads of your first fingers together to make a diamond shape. And rest your hands with your thumbs face up in front of your belly, pelvis, lower chakras, so into your lap. And now start to direct your breath into this area behind your hands. This mudra we take today will support this practice of intention, this practice of manifestation. This mudra supports our reproductive and urinary health on the physical, but it also assists with the flow of fluidity in the area of the lower chakras. Regardless of our gender, it opens us up to the divine feminine within. Let me just hold that for a second. Opening ourselves up to the divine feminine within. And then just become aware of the energy of the bull. This energy is strong and fertile. And in this practice, we work with the belly, the strength, the power, the seat of power in the body. We work with the sacrum as well, the seat of creativity and manifestation and fertility. With the idea that regardless of our gender, as beings, we have the ability to become pregnant with possibilities. And we can manifest whatever our hearts desire. And, it might not be obvious to us that we're doing this, because sometimes it can take a long time for us to manifest our thoughts, for us to create anything from within, but rest assured we are creating it all, one way or another. It's an idea that, it's a strange idea really, because some people might not like it, that we're, I don't want to be that powerful. And it's not really about that so much. It's more about this can-do attitude, I can. Maybe I can bring this through. So breathe deep into your belly, you guys. The belly is the seat of your power. And the sacral chakra, the hips, the area of the hips and the pelvis, is the seat of your ability to create and manifest. So we use the breath just to create some space in these areas now. And as we breathe into these areas, we're sending energy there. Let your belly be very soft as you inhale, fill the belly up. And as you exhale, feel the breath move into the hips. Just feel yourself ground for a moment on each exhalation. It's a very soothing, rooting, grounding breath. And just feel that capacity for potential inside of you. Potential to create, and sometimes we see this in a very gross way, I'm not creative because I'm not good at art, I'm not good at music, I'm not good at all those things that people label as creativity. But this is not really real. We all create every single day. We create with each thought with each word, with each action that we take. We're way more creative than we give ourselves credit for, and we're constantly manifesting our realities through this process. So we felt how the energy can move down from the belly, and we can also use our intention and our awareness to send the energy up from the belly. For me, the best example of this is when we sing Om, the sound of Gaia, the sound of creativity, the point of creation really, travels as we inhale from the belly up into the higher chakras, into the crown chakra, and expands out from the crown chakra. So we'll gently just try this. Try as you sing 3 Oms with me, feeling that sound traveling up and out the top of your head. So we begin by breathing in, expanding the belly. And again, inhale. Inhale. So the arm starts at the bottom and works its way to the top. Now you can just release Yoni Mudra and feel the relationship now between your belly and your head. So as we took Yoni Mudra, we're feeling the relationship of belly and hips and lower chakras. Now we're moving that up, belly and head. It's as if when your belly expands on your inhale, there is the potential for all of your thoughts to drop down. You could drop your entire mind down into your belly. Just feel that as you breathe. And now become aware as you exhale that your breath can seem to bring an expansion into your mind, like that Om, reaching the top of your head and expanding out as you exhale and contract the lower belly ever so slightly. So if your mind was a completely separate entity, as you inhale, it drops down into the belly. And as you exhale, it expands out the top of the head. As you inhale, mind drops down, there's relaxation. And as you exhale, mind energy moves up, there's a widening and an opening. So here we feel this direct relationship between the softness of your belly and the openness of your mind. And from here, if you like, you can drop your intention into this exercise. So as you breathe in, you feel the mind and the intention encased within that drop into the belly. And you feel that expansion there. And as you breathe out, there's also the expansion as this idea starts to come up and towards being in form. Up and out. Up and out. Your belly gives power and expansion to your mind. And through this breath, we can become clear, creative, and open in our ideas and in our power to manifest. We can relax as we breathe into the belly, all the conditioning inside us that says I can't, and come back to I can. So the belly is indeed powerful. We can utilize the expansion and power of the belly while we breathe here. We use this belly breathing. Just let yourself have an awareness of this. Your belly assisting your ability to manifest your intention. And then let it all go. Focus only on your belly now. And you can almost know that as you breathe out, the ideas can move up to the top of the head, but also down into the roots of you. And this ability to travel the breath up and down in both directions is coming from this expansion in the belly. As we let all of that go and just come into this awareness of belly breath, the awareness of what we've been doing for this whole exercise may become more clear. Beautiful, and just take a few more breaths just into your belly. No thought process, just feel the bliss belly really as it is allowed to expand to its fullest capacity. We spend so much time, most of us, I know I do. I've spent a lot of time in my life trying to make my belly flat, smaller. So it's a nice exercise to balance that out when you try to make your belly bigger. Take one more breath now into your belly. And then gently release that. And let's come to all fours. And just start to move in cat-cow posture. Just keeping that focus on the lower chakras. Allow your belly to be soft. So we're carrying on from part 1, which was largely just an exercise of breathing into the belly and a meditation on where the energy is going as we do this. And we're just going to use the asanas today just to give us more awareness of this and assist this process of softening the belly. So enjoy that cat-cow there. Let this movement open you up. Sometimes as we expand the belly to full capacity, it gives us more capacity to exhale and push the breath out, and you'll feel a contraction there, but the contraction is assisting the expansion, so don't worry about that too much. It's not just a contraction for contraction's sake, or a contraction that keeps us blocked and stuck and closed off. It's a useful contraction. And then just take your hands slightly in front of your shoulders and push yourself back for downward facing dog. You're stretching into one leg and then the other. It's just a little welcome interlude after a long sit. And then we're just going to come forward for pigeon. Bring your right leg forward. For your pigeon, so your right foot is coming towards your left wrist, but it might move in more towards the hip as you bring the hips down to the floor. You can always use a blanket under your bent leg to support you. Here, if your hips are tight. We're going to bring the forearms to the floor here, or the fingertips to the floor if the forearms don't want to come down. And as you inhale, gently hug the knees towards one another. And as you exhale, expand the lower body out. So we're breathing and bringing more fluidity into the hips here. Keeping yourself soft through the lower body. Exploring the softness of your breath, softness of your belly here. It's like there's a slight lift of the pelvis as the knees hug in, and this is supported by the forearms on the floor. And as you exhale, pelvis can drop a little deeper. If this movement doesn't feel good for your body, you can just stay still and breathe. Lovely, and then bring yourself back to downward facing dog. Bending one knee and then the other. And then bring the left leg forward for the same thing on the other side, pigeon on the other side. Your forearms can come to the floor. It's optional, this. You can stay still if you like, but if you want, you can inhale, hugging the knees towards one another. There's a gentle lift of the pelvis, and as you exhale, you expand the lower body out towards the floor. Let's experiment as you move gently and you're supporting yourself with your arms. Experiment with this idea of letting the belly expand. Some of us, if we have an established practice of yoga, I know that this is certainly the case for me, are in the pattern of contracting the belly all of the time. See if we can just bring a little bit more room to this area by just today allowing that expansion. And now bring yourself back to dog to release that. Bending one knee and then the other, stretching out through your hips. In whatever way feels good for your body today. And then walk your hands back to meet your feet, or your feet forward to meet your hands. And separate your feet wide, take your heels slightly in and your toes out, and come into Malasana, yogic squat here. If your heels don't touch the ground, you can pop a block underneath your heels. You can even sit on a block here if you like. So you're squatting really. And just allow yourself to bow forward here, so walk your fingertips forward. And allow the roundness of your belly. This is like it's like a weight that keeps us balanced here, like a balancing weight. The roundness of belly. It's so beautiful here, it's so earthy. You know, many cultures see the roundness of the belly as a thing of beauty. And see if we can join them here as we look into the belly without any strain. Looking into the roundness of the belly. So bull energy enhances our nurturing qualities. So if you're a woman, generally this will help us, this bull energy will help us to get stronger emotionally and more self-accepting. If you're a man, in general, the bull helps a man to learn to get softer and more emotionally vulnerable and more open. So whatever your gender, the bull can work with you to develop more nurturing qualities in yourself, for yourself. And in this asana, you can either feel whether you're a man or a woman, you may feel your male self becoming more vulnerable, or you may feel your female self becoming stronger. Either way, you're enhancing your ability to nurture yourself or develop nurturing qualities within yourself. Let's come to sit now and bring the pads of your feet together, your knees go wide for Baddha Konasana. And as you inhale, press your feet together, so don't open the feet up, keep the soles of the feet pressing together. And as you exhale, allow the energy to expand around your hips. We touched on this in the first meditation. We're not pushing the opening of the hips, rather we're allowing the breath to take us there. We inhale, the feet press together, and as we exhale, we allow the expansion of the hips. So the breathing is the main movement here. And the main focus is still the expanding flow in the belly. Inhale, the belly widens and fills as we push into the feet too. And as we exhale, we allow that energy to spread out into the hips. Just feel that attention in your belly. This is so self-nurturing in itself, really. As you breathe in, draw both of your hands towards your belly as the belly expands with breath. You can even place your hands onto your belly. And as you breathe out, just encircle your hands forward around your legs. So your hands end up kind of in front of you. And just doing this with the hands can help you to imagine the energy expanding around the lower chakras. So breathe in, belly expands. Breathe out, hips expands, and hands circle the hips, coming forward, ready for the next inhale to the belly. This circular flow of energy is so feminine, it's so pregnant, if you like. You can use this circular flow whether you're a man or a woman. Is to bring in this idea of your full potential to create. Now just bring both of your hands to the belly and just connect here. Increase the flow of energy here. As you inhale, really push your belly into your hands. And then use your hands to release your legs. Let your right leg extend in front of you. Sorry, your left leg extend in front of you. Left leg extends. Sorry guys, I'll just be clear on that, otherwise I'll get confused later. And bring your right heel to your groin or your inner thigh. So you're sitting in Janushirasana. And in this position now, allow yourself to feel grounded. Just feel the groundedness of your hips. The foundations, the roots of the self are essential if we are to grow anything strong from inside of us. So get rooted here. Feel grounded. And we're going to walk the hands in front of us, but rather than over the straight leg, come between your legs. So it's like you're on a diagonal. Usually you would turn and fold over the straight leg, but today we're folding between the legs. And we're not even folding really, we're just walking the hands forward. And using the hands, using the fingertips to really root down again through the hips. And you can add on to this by inhaling, opening the belly, and exhaling, rounding the spine. Inhaling, opening the belly, exhaling, rounding the spine. Feeling both the openness and expansion of your belly, but also the spread of your hips. Inhaling, opening the belly. Exhaling, rounding the spine, rooting down. Just take a couple more like this. And then just release that. And we're going to drop your left elbow or your left forearm or your left fingertips inside of your left leg. And just gently open up your right shoulder. And still feel that groundedness. And allow your right arm now to reach up. So you're really feeling that from this groundedness, there's this capacity to expand out. Allow your belly to expand here. You're staying very grounded as your belly softens. And the more grounded we get, the more the belly feels safe to soften. The more the belly softens, the more we understand and come into relationship with the feeling of softness inside of ourselves. The more we can just do a quick scan of the body and soften any areas that are in contraction habitually, like the shoulders, the jaw. The belly cues the whole body to let go. Beautiful. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, slowly come on out of that. And then swap your legs over. So now your right leg is extended. And your left heel is coming to your groin or inner thigh. And we just take a moment just to sit here and ground. Your legs are in a different position now. Expand your belly as you inhale. And feel the foundations of the pose as you exhale. I think I said inhale before. Expand as you inhale. Feel the foundations as you exhale. These foundations are essential for strong, healthy growth of anything. And now walk your hands in front of you between your legs, not over your straight leg, just between your legs. And use your fingertips to strengthen that foundation in the hips and the legs. And as you inhale, open your belly. And as you exhale, round your spine. We're still working to open the belly. We're still making room inside of our garden, so to speak. We're still rooting through the legs as we inhale to open the belly and exhale to round the spine. And you can feel, if you like, that intention again from part one, drop into the belly effortlessly now. As you inhale and open the belly, intention drops almost through the top of your head into your belly and is kind of planted in that inner garden. Lovely. And then just come on up from here. And take your right elbow, fingertips or forearm inside of your right leg. Yeah. And then just start to open up left shoulder. Breathe into your belly here, gently, just testing that out. On a good day, this is good. On a bad day, it's like not too much. So just test it out as you go. And then extend your top arm up. Just feel that capacity for expansion that comes from the foundation of the lower body. And essentially, I suppose this is kind of what fertility is. It's that energy of the ball, that ability to kind of like grow something strong from a little baby seed. And today we speak about this not in terms of having babies, but in terms of planting ideas. Lovely. And then just come on out of that slowly, slowly. And then take your legs wide, you guys. Come into straddle pose or Upavishta Konasana. And again, walk your hands forward onto your fingertips and use those fingertips to aid the rooting of the legs and hips. And lengthen the spine from these roots. As you exhale, round the spine. As you inhale, soften and open the belly. And then come back to center, you guys. Walk your hands back on up. And just take your left hand behind you, behind your hips, for just a gentle twist here. Just gently twisting, and within this twist, allow the belly to soften and expand still. Just feel the difference in this, as opposed to, generally speaking, when we take a twist, we kind of wring the belly out. This open twist, we're expanding the belly. It's so nice. Inhale here. Exhale back to center. Just take a moment. Breathe a few times into your belly. You feel it's like your belly becomes this big sort of balancing weight inside of you. It keeps you balanced. I watched a program once about a really tall building. I think it was in Dubai somewhere. And inside of these really tall buildings, they have these really huge weights that keep the building sort of flexible enough to cope with the wind blowing around it. So the building needs a little bit of give, but it also needs this counterweight inside of it to keep it balanced, so it doesn't swing around everywhere and upset the people inside of it. So as you breathe here, feel that your belly is this kind of counterweight. It keeps you stable. And then we're going to take the other arm behind us. I believe that is your right hand. And twist here, gently opening the belly. It's a nice little visual I've got of this building with this counterweight inside of it. And then we have our bodies with this counterweight inside of it, this round belly, keeping us steady. Enabling flow and ease and stability within movement, as opposed to sort of swinging wildly around like in one of those buildings. Okay, come back to center, you guys. We begin in Baddha Konasana, so bring the soles of your feet together again, as we have done before in part 1, and the knees go wide. And again, let's expand the belly here. Feel your belly round and soft and beautiful. We allow for space in the belly if we want to create or bring something new to us. We are trained really into contraction, this flat belly syndrome that I talked about earlier, that I definitely have suffered with. This looking at your tummy, and if it's not completely invisible, it's ugly or it's undesirable. And I encouraged us earlier to look at this with new eyes. There's many different cultures do, to see that round belly as this sign of femininity and beauty and fertility almost. This contraction, this flat belly syndrome that we're trained into, becomes an armor, a defense mechanism. And eventually, if we practice this, as I have done over many years, nothing can penetrate this soft underbelly, and we become like hard, frozen ground. We're like an impossible allotment where we can't dig the soil. So as you work here with your breath, you're working to bring in softness and space as you breathe and expand as fully as possible. Allow for space in your belly so that we can create something new. And in part 1 we explored that, the seat of creativity is in the hips. So as you breathe here, allow for your exhalation to take you into your creative energy in your hips. And then from here, we'll just stay in Baddha Konasana, but just gently fold forward. You can come just to the tips of your fingers if you like, just ever such a slight fold forward. And as you inhale again, press through the feet, and as you exhale, allow the lower chakras to energetically expand out. If you did this in part 1 and you remember that how the hand movements kind of circled around the lower body, you can visualize this now in your mind. Inhaling, the belly expands. Energy comes in, and as you exhale, energy kind of melts out through the hips. Gorgeous. And then gently release that. Use your hands to release that. Come on up. Release your legs with your hands. And our next pose is going to be Virasana or hero pose. So if you need props for this, which is just kneeling really, but if you need props, if you want to kneel on a block, that's great. If you have the capacity, you can roll out your calves and sit between your feet. Spread your toes, so that your toes point back behind you. And after all of the grounding that we did in part 1, we can really feel in this pose how grounded this pose is. Ground your legs, widen your foundation. Stay open through your belly. Continue to expand your belly as you breathe. As you inhale, we can come back to this movement of the hands, drawing the hands in towards the belly. And as you exhale, you can encircle your lower chakras with your hands. And bring the hands in front of you at the end of your exhalation. Inhaling, belly expands, hands move towards them. Exhaling, there's this encircling of energy, this expansion of energy around the base of the body. As you inhale here, expand your belly to your fullest capacity. So really allow even the skin on your belly to stretch. And as you exhale, feel the foundations, feel the groundedness expand. And as we're grounding energy, and so as we expand through this groundedness, so does the potential for manifestation expand through our foundations. And we can really, sitting in Virasana here and working with this breath, we can really take the bull by the horns and birth whatever it is that we wish to birth here. So place your intention, your I can, in your belly here, right now. As you open to be receptive to a feminine belly, pregnant with possibilities. Breathe into its biggest expression. There's big power here. And place your intention into this big power, this power center. As you breathe into your power center, expanding your belly, feel your intention now inside of you, growing and strengthening with each breath. And you might even want to repeat your intention as your belly expands and your intention drops into that space. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, just come out of that pose and take downward facing dog just to stretch your legs. You can bend one knee and then the other. And then drop yourself down into child's pose. In child's pose, really feel your belly expand against your thighs. You can really feel this expansion of the belly and this flow of energy there. And it's, as I said before, it's so powerful, but yet so soothing, so nurturing, so calming. And this is a feminine mother energy, if you like. It comes forward into our awareness when we work with belly breathing, whether we are a man or a woman. This bull energy, this very strong, fertile male energy lives really to serve the feminine. And this is true inside of us too. This is not a power struggle of man against woman. There is a divine balance inside of us of male and female energies. And we all have this feminine quality. When we feel the belly expand against the thighs, it just brings us nearer to this inside of ourselves, our ability to nurture. Come out of child's pose when you're ready, you guys. Straighten your legs in front of you. And you can prop your hips here if you like. Before you start, we're going to come into Paschimottanasana or forward fold. But before we begin, just take your buttocks underneath you and pull them back behind you. So you're sort of sitting onto the front of your pelvis, the most forward part of your pelvis here. Sorry, my anatomy is terrible. And then grab your thigh with both hands. Grab one of your thighs with both hands and direct your inner thigh down and your outer thigh out. So this is sort of rolling of the legs. Do that on both thighs. So inner thigh down and outer thigh out. Buttocks have been moved behind you. And now from here, allow yourself to fold forward. And feel the padding of your belly. Let your breath flow here. Let the belly expand into you. So in any forward fold, the prana, you have this opportunity to feel the prana that is generated in the middle of the body. This is the belly center is like the battery center for prana, for energy, for our own ability to create energy for ourselves. So if nothing else, this practice should manifest some energy for you, from you, be self-resourcing. Beautiful. Then inhale here, you guys. Exhale, come out of that. And we're just going to take another kind of gentle open twist. So take your right hand behind you And just twist towards that hand. No contraction in the belly, only expansion today, you guys, only expansion. Expand into your fullest capacity, your fullest potential, and drop that intention again into that potential space. You now here, you guys, exhale, come back to center. Swap the hands around. So we're taking the other hand behind us. The left hand, I believe. And keep your belly expanding. Really feel your breath in your body. Feel your energy expand. It takes energy to create anything. Your capacity to create expands with this belly breath. And as you're turning here, you can even see your future self, as if your future self is next to you. Embodying your intention for today. So see it done. Come back to center. Take a few moments with your hands on your belly. In your mind still knowing your future self is sat next to you, embodying your intention. So if your intention has been to release something, it is released. It is done. If your intention is to learn something, it has been learned. It is learnt. If your intention is to achieve something, it is achieved. Just take a moment breathing into your belly, feeling all of that inside of you, all of that potential, your future self. And then release that and come down for bridge pose. The soles of the feet are on the mat, you're lying on your back, and then just gently lift your hips. If you can interlace your hands behind you and roll to your upper outer arms. Lift the toes here. Open the belly here. Breathe into your full belly potential. As you breathe in and your belly expands, hear your belly say to you, I can. I can. I can. Lovely, and then release that bridge pose. And we're going to come to Shavasana next. And for Shavasana today, I'd encourage you guys to put a prop, a bolster under your knees, and even maybe some blocks or a couple of blankets underneath your hands. So you can imagine all of your energy starts to pool, P-O-O-L, pull in your belly. So all the energy can flow towards the belly here in this position. And by now you're super attuned to this belly breath. You can take a few breaths here once you find your Shavasana. A few deep breaths into your belly and out through your mouth. just going to leave you guys here for about 10 minutes. Just in the quiet. Let it all release now. Release the intention, release the belly breath. Let everything be easeful and relaxed. There's no efforting, just letting go. Okay, you guys, now just to begin to deepen the breath. And just wiggle the fingers and the toes. Take a little yawn if you like. I only have to suggest that and it happens. And stretch your hands and feet away from each other. Take a nice gentle stretch through the front of the body. And hug the knees in towards the chest gently, being very respectful of your low back. Stretch back body. Roll a little bit side to side, just massage your hips. And gently just roll to one side. Take a moment here. And when you're ready, press yourself up to a comfortable seat. We're going to revisit Yoni Mudra. So, bringing your hands to prayer to begin with. Turn your little finger, next finger along, ring finger, and middle finger in towards your palm and interlace them. So only your pointer finger and your thumb remains. The rest of your fingers are interlaced and they're coming in to the grip of your hands. And then press the pads of your thumbs and your pointer fingers together, so thumb to thumb, finger to finger, and create a diamond shape here. Rest your hands in front of your belly and your pelvis and your lower chakras with your thumbs facing up. And now you're in Yoni Mudra. This mudra to support creativity, manifestation, flow, feminine energy, whether we are a man or a woman. This energy, this mudra supports the energy of I can, the energy of potential. So from here, let's breathe again into the belly, expand the belly into the mudra. Repeating the words, I can. As you breathe out, I can, I can. Breathe in, expand the belly. Breathe out, I can, I can, I can. Breathe in, expand the belly to its fullest capacity. Breathe out, I can, I can, I can. And now pop your intention back into your belly. Your intention for this practice, plant it firmly in your belly, in that nourishing soil that says, I can, I can, I can. Release Yoni Mudra. Bring your hands to prayer at your heart. We'll take 3 alms now to seal the practice, sending that intention and all that power and energy from our belly up into prayer, into the heavens. Bringing that lifting and raising that energy for manifestation. Inhale into your belly, into your intention. Oh. Thank you so much for practicing today. May all your dreams come true. Namaste.